Welcome to the live stream. Hey now, you're the live stream with the Ralphie in a building, taking it to the second degree. Welcome to a very amateur live stream with your host Ralphie, baby. I've got two little angles to play with. If anybody's watching, just say hello. Hello. Hey, 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 hello. Alright. Welcome to the show, guys. This is my very first live stream. And yeah, see how it goes. This is very off the cuff. It's not scheduled. Not scheduled at all. Actually, we're gonna test someone as the guinea pig. Oh, that's really loud.
Hey, Ralphie.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Got a minute here.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Very good. Are you on YouTube at the moment?
No, I just got home from work and I was just watching a bit of Netflix and I got an early morning, so...
Sweet, man. Hey, I'm trying to do what Mike in the Night does. So,
Oh, yeah?
I'm actually recording this now, if that's okay with you, as being the guinea pig.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Awesome! Yay for the Kiwis!
Yeah, you could even make a video if you want.
Yeah, it's literally...
If you in there for you.
If you're anywhere near a computer, literally go to my YouTube channel, and we've started streaming 1 minute. So
should I turn the video off or?
Yeah, no, it's up to you. We'll see how this goes. It does look like it's recording. I've checked all the stats.
Oh no, that's all right. Yeah, stream. Well, I'll just have my smoke. Well, so what's the story, Ralph?
So don't say anything incriminating. No, it's good. It's really good to connect with people like yourself. I know we met through Mike in the Night.
I think it's great, and you know, YouTube is a great medium for waking people up and giving people moral support. As I said to Mike a lot on his show, it gives people a voice.
Yeah, it does. It gives a platform to just connect with like-minded people, so that you don't feel so crazy, man.
Yeah, because it can be quite. Well, I've actually said to Mike, it can be quite depressing and quite soul-crushing.
Yeah. What about you, man? Are you feeling okay? Are you feeling good? You feeling?
Oh yeah, no, I'm really good.
Yeah.
I'm really good. You know, I guess for me it's a bit different. I've always been on the outside a little bit, so.
Yeah.
So, obviously I stay in a flat and I don't have a house, and
yeah.
So although, you know, that's disappointing and the flow and effects of that.
Yeah.
But then I just think, wow, you know, I've always been on the outside a bit. I did go to high school in Australia as a Kiwi.
Yeah.
So I've always been on the outside a bit, and I had a hard time at school, and I've had a couple of medical things, you know, I shake a bit.
Tell me.
So I get tremors. They call them tremors.
Okay. Like physical shakes in that, or?
Yeah. Like,
I had one of those.
You can't hold a cup of tea on a saucer because you lose half the cup. So.
I had an episode. Oh, Mikey's in the live chat. The Mike Martins, out of all people. Honestly, wow. Mikey. Hello, Mikey. Yes, I'm talking to Craig. We literally, by the way, have a look at live chat. Mikey, it's my birthday today, and Craig, it's my birthday. I literally didn't realize anyone would be posting right now, but yeah, there we go. Mikey's in the chat. Oh, yeah.
So yeah, from me, you know, being on the outside, it's not really.
Yeah.
It's not really a new thing. It is disappointing, but as a, you know, as a concerned citizen, as a Kiwi. it's really disappointing to see, just to see it happening, and it's
Look, as Mr.
yeah,
Mike.
because
Mm,
you know the effects of it, right? So for example, well, houses aren't affordable. So what does that mean? People don't have kids. People turn to crime. There's an increase in gangs. There's an increase in violence, family violence, drug use.
well, people have to turn to
Because
something,
people,
right? Because they have to feel the space. Have you seen the Netflix series? It's World's Toughest Prisons. That's very
I've,
fascinating because what it
I've
does is it
seen
gets
it
it
a
gets
couple of
into
times.
it gets into you have, yeah, right, so it gets into people's psyches, and whether, even if they're locked up in a prison, economies keep, an economy is created within the prison. People's if there's women missing in the prison, then obviously they have the other male prisoners, and life goes on, man. But yeah, you're right. I mean, if you're missing
Oh
something in
yeah.
life, people have to find something else, and good or bad.
Mm, mm.
But guess what?
Yeah,
We,
people are
pe-
amazingly resilient and can carry on. I mean, look at the guys who were in the camps,
yeah,
the nut war camps, and they just, oh, you're free now. Well, what are they going to do? Well, I don't know. I guess we'll just go and figure it out. And they did. They had nothing, and they just walked and figured it out. I mean, people
mm.
are pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Um,
and
the
and
people who lived through the potato famine, same thing. You know what I mean?
people
Oh,
are
what
resilient.
are
I
we
mean,
going to do?
this is an exact case example. Like before this call with you, Craig, you are my virgin caller, because I had never done a live stream in my life. Never did I think that someone would actually call me. Never did I think that Mr. Mike would be in the comments. But it's so it's so invigorating, because it's like when you say, when people need to find something, that an outlet. This is it, man. This is my outlet, is to talk to Craig in Christchurch. You're in Christchurch, right?
No, no, I'm in Auckland. I'm in
Oh, you're in
Tapatua.
Auckland. Oh, mate, I'm a Jaffa too. So having this chat with Mr. Craig, and I feel so good. Like you say, you have to turn to something. Why not turn to the truth, right? But have fun in the process.
Oh, definitely.
Have fun in the process. What's in your
Yeah,
mind?
definitely. And no, you're not crazy. That's the other thing. When it's not crazy,
Yeah,
because I don't know about you, but for me, you grow up, you watch movies, and there's a script that was sold. You're going to meet a girl, you're going to get married, you're going to have kids.
yeah,
Oh yeah, of course you'll go have a house. Of course you'll have two cars and a boat. And then you wake up and you're like, well, hang on, I'm 30, I can't afford a house. So I
yeah.
don't really get the girl. Forget about the kids.
Don't
Well, hang
worry.
on.
Don't worry too
Yeah,
much, mate.
like,
I'm kind of in the same boat. I turned 37 today. I don't know how old you are, but even at the age of 37, I've postponed things like, having kids and things like that, because this is the environment that we're in. And even like you say, you're flatting and I'm in the house. We're still in kind of the same position, because as Mike Martins would say, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, because until you pay off the
oh,
house, until you
I've
pay
had
off the house
yeah.
completely, you're still it's like glorified renting, really. So hey, we're all in the same.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, look, I'm in the, yeah, look, I'm in the flat because I save money. I'm
Yeah.
not going to, I've got nothing to prove here. I'm just going to look you up online on the computer.
Oh,
This will
cool,
be
cool.
quite weird looking at myself.
There might be that whole echo. Oh, we've got 4 viewers today. Mike Martins is in the comments.
Uh,
He's saying, I just shared this in his community section, and this is how it starts. Apparently, this
oh,
is how it
yeah,
starts.
definitely.
Um,
But,
wow.
oh, it's going nuts.
Now this is a good first
Yeah, so, I
experience.
mean, there you go, live stream. Oh,
Live stream,
oh
and
yeah.
look, I've even got different.
Ah,
I've
I
managed
can
to
see you.
I've managed to flip. I've got two different angles at the moment, but I'll figure out more in the process. But I'm glad we can do this. Maybe we can look at news in the future, kind of in the background while we're streaming. Kind of like what Mike Martins does in his channel.
Oh, definitely. There's another guy that I talked to off the show, and me and him are going to get together and do a video. You might want to join us.
Mate, I would love to, mate.
Doing a drive-by, like I'll do the driving, and we need someone with a video or a good phone where we can drive around Auckland, do some interviews. I'm thinking Queen Street.
This is fun. Mike says you need a channel, and well, you're regularly on the Mike Martin show. Now you're on the Ralphie show, and yeah, let's do some drives or whatever. Because last weekend, actually, this is a really funny story, but it's never gonna come out on the internet. But me and two friends, right? They surprised me for my birthday last weekend. They actually tricked me and said that they were driving me to a restaurant. And it turns out, 2 or 3 hours in the drive, we were still driving, and I'm like, where is this restaurant, guys? And turns out we ended up being in Otorohanga 5 hours later. But during that drive, we talked about so many things, like philosophy, politics, and just general scumbaggery stuff. And then at the end, like the last hour of the road trip, we were like, we should record this. So I ended up recording like 30 minutes of a podcast on my phone. It was just really fun to kind of listen and play back. And, I'm having a lot of fun connecting with people so that I'm not in my own ISO chamber, and I actually get to connect with humans that have a little bit of an IQ. You know what I mean? Because Craig, you're a smart guy.
Oh yeah, and that's really cool.
You're a smart guy.
You were saying, oh well, I'm a survivor, and the thing is, one thing my late Nana said to me, and or I call her my. Oh, thanks for your comment there in the chat.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
She always said to me, I remember it very clearly, was, everyone's got 1,000 different ways to live and be. And that's one thing I really like about New Zealand is we, it's our freedom. Our freedom to, look, if you want to go home and wear women's undies, well, good for you.
Yeah.
If you want to go home and play with model trains, or for me, I play my guitar here.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw a picture of you with a guitar somewhere.
Yeah, so I spend quite a bit of time on that, and I just started going to Workmate's Garage, and I have some original songs that I've written. And
that's cool.
But and that's one thing I really like about New Zealand, and also like the election, right? I mean, I personally, I didn't vote for Labour. But I think it's fantastic that we live in a country where people are free to, follow their heart and vote as they will, and just that whole democratic process without fear of being beat up or belittled or name calling. I think it's great. It makes me very proud as a Kiwi. And very, very lucky, when you see what's been happening in the American elections and the name calling and dragging through the mud and all that stuff. I think, no, we are really lucky to be here. So, just a few thoughts.
Tell me if you've seen anything, because I've kind of switched off my brain a little bit when it comes to American politics. Like, I was literally, like, last year, if you had asked me, I would have been really into it. I would have been going, who's winning the race, that kind of thing. But this year, I just felt like my mind, I needed to change the real state in my mind. And I kind of had to go back to, for me, it was nature and just reconnecting with, disconnecting from all that. Because my belief is, regardless of whoever's in office, of course it's going to affect you and me. But in the end, it's kind of like, it's just a reality TV show that you don't have a choice on what the programming is. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely. And well, there's a couple of things. There's number one, I don't really understand how their system works. Like, I barely understand how our system works, right? But I don't understand how, how it works, because they vote for primaries and then they have some college vote or something. So I don't really understand that, myself. But I do know one thing. like you said, I'm a smart guy. Well, I'm just me, and I like to think I have a pretty good understanding of guys on the street,
Yeah.
grassroots. Because I've been driving trucks now for about 7 years, okay, and I've worked with a lot of boys, a lot of guys. I've had guys help me, we call them runners,
Yeah.
and I've met a lot of guys, and I've met a lot of guys operate machinery like diggers and forklift drivers, and so a wide variety of people, down to earth people, and so I don't know so much how it works, but one thing I do know is the effects of it. The effects of, like, for example, after 9/11, the massive money printing, and how that, the inflation that followed that, how our food prices just went through the roof, how our gas prices went through the roof, how our housing just skyrocketed. So, yeah, and I know, like, what they're doing now with the Fed, and I just know from seeing, and I'm sure you do too, Ralphie, that we're seeing these asset bubbles continue to rise. I have my KiwiSaver, it's gone up again. It's about 40K in there,
Oh,
which is
sweet.
great for me.
You started well. I think I've got about 7K in mine. So, but I started late in mine because I follow Dave Ramsey, as you may or may not know. When I
Oh yeah, I love Dave Ramsey.
Yeah, he's great. And I started late because I had some credit card. I had about 5K in debt at the time, but that's gone now. Yep. The only debt I have is the house. But yeah, I started late. That's why my KiwiSaver is only at 7K. But yeah, so you're doing a lot better than I am.
You're hang on, you're a music man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your video behind you. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. You got some nice gear there. Piano.
Thank you.
And guitars.
You might like what's
your music
on the background there, with if you like guitars, if you're a guitar man. Yeah, man, I love music. For me, I've had a very interesting origin story there, Craig. Too long to talk about in one stream, so I kind of want to give little bits of my story in increments. You know what I mean? And
yep.
But yeah, I've had a really all this sort of stuff. I had to work for it, man. But put it this way, my origin story. Never knew my dad. Mum very distant, so I had to fight to survive, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm kind of like naturally, in the zone with having to do things all the time. That's just who I am. Wow, this is very exciting.
Actually, you're touching on something. I've spoken to a lot of people around our age, and it seems to be, and I don't know about Mike or if he would relate to this, but it seems, because I had a flatmate here, and she was from South Africa, and her partner, her husband was Italian.
Yeah.
So she made a comment to me that her comment to me was, oh yeah, because I was telling her a bit about my story, and like you said. And she said, oh, yeah, no, everybody in our generation had to figure everything out on their own. No one showed us anything. So I spent all this time thinking it was just me, and now you're saying it was you too. So I find that quite interesting.
Well, I was just at my nan's today, right? So it was my birthday today.
Yep.
So my mum never rings me on my birthday. She will probably never watch this live stream because she has no interest in me. But my nan, bless her soul, she's 81 this year, and she's just lovely. So she's my adopted mum. But even she said so she married really young. She married when she was 19. And they're still together. My granddad, he's 84 this year, so they're still together. And it's really cute, but what she was saying is even her her origin story was quite shaky, and I didn't realize this really until now, but she said that her dad was actually a drunk, an alcoholic, and from that, she just basically said, at least I knew what not to do and who not to marry. And I'm like, oh, that's really interesting, Nan. And it was really, yeah, man, we all have origin stories. Unfortunately, we we cannot choose who our parents are, right?
No.
But we can choose who
certainly.
we can choose who we want to interact with in this very short life that we have. In in comparison to history, because 100 years is nothing in terms of civilization years. But yeah, absolutely. But see, this I find people like you really fascinating, Craig, because I find that the most intelligent people that I know of have had that moment where, like, they've had that reason to kind of look into things further. Because you notice, like, some people who have had, like, say, the perfect family upbringing or something, they're not necessarily as empathetic to others, or you know what I mean. It's all about kind of, I mean, this is just a generalization, but what I find that if you've been
right
hurt,
on the money. I mean,
mm,
some of the hardest times in my life have been the most humbling
yeah,
and greatest lessons. I got to a point where I was living on the street in my van,
yeah, wow,
and oh, because I had a bunch of debt, I was working,
yeah,
and I got to the point where I was like, well, am I going to pay rent or buy food?
yeah,
And I'm not proud of getting myself in that situation, because that was, well, I made some bad choices.
we all
So I
do,
never
mate. You
felt
all
sorry
do,
for
but
myself.
that's in the rearview mirror. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, and that's okay. But I tell you what, I saw some real humanity, and it was incredible. I saw some nasty stuff too, but I saw some real humanity. People with nothing
Mm,
um, go in their car and give you some food, can of food or whatever, or a beer or whatever, and just makes you cry, because
mm.
when you've got nothing, then you find out what people are really like.
How long were you in that
Um,
position there, Craig? Because I wanna listen to your story, and I'll share you a similar story that I've had. So go on.
how
How
long
long?
was I? What? Sorry, sir.
Sort of in that in that chapter of your life.
Oh, okay. So that chapter of my life was, yeah, that would be about, good 7, 8 years, really,
Wow.
with a lot of debt and paying off debt. And yeah, it's a long story. Actually, I've got to write a book on it.
Hey, I want to
Good
get
or
to know
bad,
you, Craig, in
maybe
increments. Okay,
two.
in increments. Let's do
Yeah,
this.
yeah. I was gonna say maybe 30% bad luck, um, and then I had about 70%. Oh no, maybe 50% bad
Mm,
choices, and then the last 20 was just bad timing, and
mm-hmm.
oh well, I've just got to get on with it. So, but I don't regret it at all. It was, it was very humbling, and quite an incredible time. And like I said, I saw some real humanity, and I saw some really neat stuff too. Like on a weekend, it would be a Friday night. You finish work for the week, so you
Yeah.
go down to the garage, or supermarket, you buy some steak and sausages, and go park up by the beach and have a couple of cans, and
Mm.
wake up, and it's a beautiful sunny day, and you're by the beach. So I mean, you can't really complain about that.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's beautiful. That's a
Oh yeah,
mm.
that was fantastic. So, and I always had a guitar with me. Always had
Hey,
actually
that's
found a
awesome.
guitar off
Do
on the street. It was
that's so awesome. I've got tingling spines at the moment. Like you say, you've always had a guitar with you. I was in a
yeah.
position. Let me tell. I find a good conversation is like tennis. Okay, so that was really awesome. Thank you, Craig, for sharing that. 7 years. That's fantastic. That blows my mind. So okay, my turn. Let me give a little something back, a volley back. When I was in England, so I got myself I was there for an OE, so a working visa in England. I don't know if you've ever been to London, but London is tough in terms of like surviving. Like you're
Okay.
talking about housing is double New Zealand dollars. Even though you're earning in pounds, everything is still expensive, right? So it was really tough. So I got to a stage where and I wrote about it in a really old blog, but and I wrote some songs from this. And I got to a stage where, have you ever been in a position, Craig, where you are so hungry that you're shaking and you're so frightened about like your next paycheck? Like I was at that position, and I was like, when you feel that hunger, it's like, wow, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes, I know what you mean.
so I was like that for about a year, just trying to survive. And
Yep.
yeah, man, London is tough. So I can kind of relate to you. I've never been like fully homeless, but I was at a stage where I was like, I had £70 in the bank, and that was gonna last me for maybe 2 weeks or something, and my train ticket was £30 for the week. You know what I mean? Like I was on short strings,
Oh.
and but it really what I remember I had to like go busking in the streets of London, and to a point that I looked homeless because I was cold. I was like busking in London is really interesting because you're not allowed to busk where and in spots that are lucrative, right? And I've tried. I actually like, if you're in Piccadilly Circus, you can make £100 in an hour, but the authorities actually drag you out because you're only allowed to busk in places that are, unless you have a license and you have to audition for the license, you have to busk in places that are not lucrative. So when I was busking half the time, I did look homeless because, I was, I'd be lucky if I got £1 or £2, but I really needed those £1 or £2, you know what I mean? To feed myself. It was.
Yes, I know what you mean.
So yeah, I think we've connected there in that sense that you've always had your guitar, I've always had mine. I feel like, I love dogs, right? So I'm dog sitting for someone at the moment. And I feel like a guitar is like a dog, like a good friend. It's like a dog, except maybe it doesn't poop everywhere. Guitars don't poop, people. I've tried looking for that kind of model. Look, hey Craig, how's this for
Yes,
stats, guys? The very first
What?
live stream. How did this come about? Well, let me tell you about Mike Martins. He does a really good YouTube channel. I just want to plug Mike because he's a great inspiration. Real Kevin Thompson's in the comments now as well, saying woo, hello. Yeah, so Mike's a real Mike's
voice of the Commonwealth.
What's that?
Mike Martin's voice of the Commonwealth.
He is Mike Martin's voice of the Commonwealth. He actually rang me up, right, and he was like, love what you do. And I'm like, shut up, I love what you do. And so he's like, man, I really want to just collab with you and, let's just chat, And he inspired me to do my own shows. At first it was just me with a video camera. And then he was like, no, let me tell you about the software that I use. And he uses OBS. You can see it now on the stream. OBS software. And he's like, no, this is how it started. And here I am in my very first live chat on my birthday, turning 37 today, by the way, guys. And Craig happened to be on Skype. He wanted to add me as a friend. And I was like, hey, it's Craig from Mike Martins. And I'm like, yeah, I know you, Craig. We're both from Auckland. And here we are, and we both happen to be on, and here we are chatting, live stream for the very first time. I have no idea what I'm doing, but there's 30 playbacks, a couple of viewers, and a couple of people in the comments. So hello to Real Kevin and Thompson, welcome. And yeah, Craig, tell me more.
Oh, okay. So let's take this down a little bit. We'll give something for the guys, for Mike, and he can bring this on his show, and also for Real Kevin.
Yeah.
So in New Zealand, we had our referendums.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure the results I've heard. So now they've pushed the life choice.
Oh, wait, what? This is breaking news. Breaking news,
yeah,
everybody.
Breaking news.
Okay, so what are the results?
I believe now you can have assisted suicide or euthanasia, but you can't buy weed. Weed's still illegal.
See, I heard that. I heard the weed one. So we had a referendum in New Zealand, as Craig was saying, and we also had our voting thing as well. Labour won, and yeah, the referendum. I heard that. Here's the thing, Craig. Are you listening? I heard that regardless of the results for the marijuana referendum, they were going to kind of like not take it. Like they were just going to see what people thought, but they were going to make the decision in the end, right? However, for the second one, the pro-life thing, apparently laws were already in place, and so that if the referendum became positive, it was ready to roll out. I just find that it's just so convenient.
Yeah, yeah. So, what's your thoughts on? Well, let's talk about those things.
Okay,
First of all, let's talk about the euthanasia thing. So, what do you think about that?
I think, and I am no politician. This is a disclaimer. I'm no politician. I'm no expert. I'm no economist. Nothing. This is just my opinion, okay? And it could be right or wrong, and I'm prepared to be wrong. But my opinion is it's kind of like a Trojan horse.
Mm.
So, Mike Martins, let me know let me know your thoughts too in the chat, because this is a conversation. Mike Martins is in the chat saying no, euthanasia is murder.
Yeah. Well, I'm. Yeah. Well, keep going because I have a few thoughts
Okay,
on it. But
so
like you said, ping pong. I like this ping pong.
I like this ping pong. It's like tennis, right? So be prepared. Okay, I don't have
Love it.
much thought here. I'd rather hear what you have to say, because but anyways, I think it's just a Trojan horse. I think it's suspicious that the structure for the legalities of it was in place before the results. I thought that was suspicious. So maybe it's like, and a lot, and this is true for a fact because I'm going through a bit of this as well. That out of all this thing of the dumpster fire year that we've had, 2020, mental health has gone skyrocketed up, right? So mental health has gone up, right? Record
Yes.
levels.
Yes.
And now euthanasia.
Yes.
Okay, I've got
Yes.
two, and
Very.
this is where my thinking is going, right? I've got two words: Bill Gates. I'm not saying it's him, but you know what I mean.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Mm.
I'm trying to connect the dots because I don't know what's happening, but I just thought it was suspicious. What I'm saying is it's suspicious that the infrastructure for the legalities were already in place before the results were in place. That's all I'm saying. What about you? Back to you. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm a bit of a student of history myself,
Mm.
and I think that I see well, one of the things I did at high school, apart from eat my lunch and look at the pretty girls, and they were pretty. Um, well, I done history.
Okay.
So hang on, I've just got to put you onto speaker here. Just bear with me.
So you're a man of history, and
Oh yeah, can you hear me?
oh,
Yep.
we're getting
Yep.
we're getting your relay. I don't know what you did there, but we got a bit of relay there. It's fine now.
Oh yeah, can you hear me now? Yeah, no, I just had my Bluetooth was going.
Have you put me on speakerphone?
Going flat. Yeah, I've got you on speaker. No, I'm in my room.
Okay, cool.
So being a student of history, there was a really interesting time, in the 30s, and we all know what that was.
Yeah.
And I don't want to flag a channel. Now, interesting enough, now I studied this in history. Now, they, if you look at that society at the end of the war around 1945, and if you go back to when it started, it took about 15 years. 15, it was pretty much a whole generation. So they were really smart. They started off with the kids in the school saying, getting them into anti-Jewish propaganda and this kind of thing. Getting used to the idea that, well, we're the master race and there's, us and them. And, some people deserve to live and some people don't. And it's all for the good of the state. A bit like the other big country, which we don't want to talk about, whose people buy all the houses. And you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
So they have a real kind of collective idea where, well, no, hang on. If you like Star Trek, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. So I personally am, when I see that kind of stuff, I get quite scared because, on the face of it, it sounds really good and it's humanitarian. But, in my brain, I think, well, okay, where will it end? And I mean, that's the start of it, but where will it end up in 10 or 15 years?
Yeah.
And the real kicker is who gets to decide? Who gets to decide who's going to live and who's going to die? It's a bit like a tax, when they bring a tax in, they're never going to take it off.
Oh, there's two certain things in life: death and taxes, right? There's actually a statue.
That's what I thought about that.
There's a statue in somewhere in Europe where they were saying that the ideal number of people is something like, I mean, don't fact check me on this, guys, but it's something like what the ideal number is. I don't know, maybe it's 7 million. Well, no, 1 billion maybe instead of 7 billion. But there's actually a statue there that celebrates that thinking. Are we on the same page here?
Yeah. I believe they call it eugenics is the fancy word.
I want to go back to the comments because this is a shared meeting of the minds, right? It's not about Ralphie, it's not about Craig, it's about Kevin Thompson in the comments, it's about Mike Martins in the comments. So I want to read some comments out. Real Kevin Thompson says, woo, nice studio. Mikey, he's saying, did you sell your condo, Kevin? Oh no, that you're not Kevin, you're Craig. Oh, we've got Scott now. Welcome to the chat there, Scott. Scott has joined us, Scott Gufrida. He's care for people in later life should be a priority before we worry about topping them off. That's what Scott says.
And so, Ralphie, what's the other big news that's happened this week in New Zealand?
Tell me.
Okay. Who was it? David Seymour. David Seymour has called for the abolition of what's the name of that place? The human rights.
Okay.
Hang on, let me look it up. Seymour. He made comments about the human rights this week.
Let me look that up as well. Dave Seymour.
Oh, here we go.
David
Seymour. Why the Human Rights Commission should be scrapped.
What article are you reading there? Is it NZ Herald or?
It's in the Herald. I'll send you the link, and then you can put it up on your.
Okay, no, here you are. You're on Skype now. Okay. Okay, you're just saying happy birthday on Skype. So, yeah, no, tell me what's the big news?
Well, he's talking about.
Here we go. I think I found it.
I'll tell you what. I'll send you the article. What he's basically saying is, let's get rid of the Human Rights Commission because they don't really do anything.
Wow.
Yeah, no, seriously. That's what he's saying. He's saying that they don't do anything.
Human rights.
They're just a waste of money.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, are you serious? And of course, all these Muppets were ringing up the talkback.
Here it is.
Saying, oh yeah, what a great idea. Yeah, that's right. It's a waste of money.
See, isn't it just? I've heard somewhere, right?
I find it quite scary. When you tie it into, like you were saying about putting the dots together. Okay, we just had a landslide. Landslide election.
Yeah. This is the election
it's
result.
A bit convenient for me.
Someone was telling. I listen. Do you listen to Alex Jones?
Yes, not for a long time. I've just sent you that article on your Skype.
Okay, I'll have a look. I listened to Alex Jones, and they were saying, "Oh, I'm actually, yeah, I've got your comment there, Craig. I've got the same article up on the stream now. So it is up.
Oh,
so thank you. Yeah, someone was saying on Jones's show that it's like it. They've got the playbook planned. It's like the war game. It was war game 20 years ago. The playbook is happening, And although they don't have the control of how people are going to react, they kind of knew. They kind of knew. It was war gamed.
Yeah.
But yeah, see these little steps here. This is, it's like little dominoes. It's like, okay, step 1, do this. You know, crash the economy. Step 2, do this. Lockdowns. Okay, step 3. It's like it's all from a playbook. Let me just read this. Let me just read this article, if you don't mind, from News Talk ZB. So here we go. This is ACT leader Dave Seymour wants the Human Rights Commission abolished because of its left-wing manifesto. Wow, I'm speechless. Speechless. Real Kevin Thompson says, we'll never sell. Who is going to win the election, Trump or Biden? Well, that's just reality TV show, guys. Find out next week on, you know, the Trump show.
Oh, they might bring back Hill Dog.
Hey, did you know that I've seen and served Hillary Hill Dog and in person? I was a waiter in London, and this is why I want to give little increments of myself because it's too long. I don't want this show to be about myself, but the reason why I'm particularly woke, as should we say, is because I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen how much wastage the top, how much wastage everything is, and it's like they're in another world, man. Trust me.
Oh, they are. They're yeah. Who said that? Let them eat cake.
Let the what?
Let them eat cake.
I don't know. Let them eat
Who said that?
Cake.
Let them eat cake.
Let them eat cake. Let's have a look.
Yeah, that's going back to the French Revolution.
I use DuckDuckGo, by the way, guys, because anyways, so it's not so censored. Let them eat cake is the traditional translation of the French phrase "Quel magnet de la bruche," spoken in the 17th, 18th century by... anyways, it's on the screen if you want to read it. There it is. It's a French phrase. I think it's such an old...
Revolution. I was starving in the streets and they said, "Let them eat cake."
Yeah. There we go. It's on the screen there, guys. Just have a quick browse through.
Well, it's been a good chat, mate. And
it's been a good 42 minutes.
Find out a bit more about you.
It's good to know a little bit about you as well. So I think we'll wrap that up. Like I say, let's start this friendship in little increments. It's great to know you're in Auckland as well, mate. So anyways, I'm gonna get back to my birthday, guys. This was off the cuff stream. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a good 43-minute chat. Thank you to everyone in the comments joining us. I did not expect this at all. It's been pretty fun. It's fun, right? So Craig, salute to you, sir.
And thank you very much. And can you send me in Skype the name of that software again? And
it's OBS.
Maybe you can help me with doing a channel because I don't know how to do that.
Okay, mate. I will. It's called OBS Stream. If you go on the channel, if you look at this on replay, guys, here it is. It's on the channel now. This is the software here, OBS Studio. It is free and open source video recording. And what I've done is I've plugged a microphone into an audio interface. I've got a webcam, and that's pretty much it. And there's little places, maybe I'll do a tutorial at some stage, but you can set up hotkeys so you can switch between, your cameras. So I've just got a webcam camera and the desktop. That's it. It's really cool. So play this back there, Craig. We'll keep chatting anyways, but that's the software,
definitely.
okay?
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
the software. Cool. Well, it's been fun.
It's been wonderful.
And
happy birthday.
Thank you, sir. And OBS is free, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, I've just seen Mike's comments. Thanks for watching, Mike.
Thanks for watching,
Mike.
Mike.
Be on the other side.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'm gonna get back to my birthday, guys. So it's been fun. Thanks for connecting. Let's continue the conversation. Also, if you're still listening now, Mike Martins, the voice of the Commonwealth, is doing a special, I believe, on his channel, a Halloween special. So he wants everyone to call in and do like a 15-minute spiel of some stories. I actually have ghost stories of my own, so maybe I'll call in if I can. But yeah, so there we go. If you're interested, check him out, Mike Martins. All right, everybody. Thank you, Craig, for just for being fun, having a chat. It's been a really good birthday gift.
Yeah, you stay strong and God bless you, brother.
God bless, mate. All right, take care. Bye-bye. That's the show, guys. That was Craig, my very first caller. So this has been so fun, that I'm gonna post my Skype details on my webpage. If you go to Ralphe.co.nz, which is right here, so I'm just gonna do a quick plug to wrap up this show. So here we go, guys. Ralphe.co.nz. That's my website there. So I'm gonna put a little. You can contact me anytime. By the way, there's a contact page down here. Contact me. Let's just start a conversation. And also another quick plug. By the way, see, look, this is how much of a fan I am on Mike. There's a page on my website called Mike in the Night Show. If you click on there, it's all about the voice of the Commonwealth. So really, you're invited to just join the conversation. It's a social platform, guys. This is what it is. It's a communication tool. Let's have a bit of fun. Like you say, let's do this. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching the very first live stream with Ralphie. Signing out to everyone. And hasta la vista, baby. That's me. Outro music with the Ralphie, voice of the Kiwi land, Aotearoa, yeah. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. It's been a lot of fun. Cheers. Take care, God bless, and signing out.